Yo. What's going on, ladies and gents? As y'all can see, I'm out this joint driving right now. And I just wanted to touch on, like, you know, how much driving relates to your everyday life. You know what I'm saying? Because when you driving is just like pretty much it's the same thing as your spirit, because you know you're not your body, you're a spirit living a human experience. So driving will be symbolic to that, because you're not really you're not the vehicle, you're just driving the vehicle. You're not the vehicle, you're just driving the vehicle. You know what I'm saying? So that's symbolic to your spiritual self controlling your physical. You know what I'm saying? So and even the fuck is you doing, man? Even with just far as how driving go, like, you know, when you want to check behind you, you look in your rearview mirror, but you only look in your rearview mirror to see who's behind you. That way you can be aware of your surroundings, but you don't keep your eyes in the rearview mirror, because you know you'll crash if you keep your eyes in the rearview mirror. Same thing with the side view mirrors. Sometimes you might have to change lane. It's the same thing with life. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you might have to jump. Sometimes you might have to jump over to another lane, but you still gotta look and make sure you're not cutting nobody off, because just like life, people get pissed off when you cut them off. You know what I'm saying? People get pissed off when you cut them off. People get pissed off, you know what I'm saying, when you get in their way. And you know, that's kind of like symbolic to road rage. You know what I'm saying? Some people die over road rage. Some people, you know what I'm saying, and it's just like life. You know what I'm saying? It's just, and I feel like that's why I like driving, because it goes hand in hand with your life. You know what I'm saying? Like when you at a red light and you at a crossing, you gotta watch for people crossing so you won't hit nobody. You know what I'm saying? And you know that if you hit somebody, it'll be consequences. Same thing with your everyday life. You gotta make sure every action you take is out of self-defense. It's not off of, you know, just not being cautious. You know what I'm saying? And another thing is when you driving your car, it's crazy. It's crazy how it's the same, but we don't look at it that way, because we so fucked up in the head, dog. Like this Western psychology shit. So if you man, what was I about to say? If you on the road and shit, and let's just say for example, somebody throw a rock at your car and shit, right? So somebody throw a rock at your car, you gonna get pissed, but you know that you're okay, because you're not really the car. You're just driving the car. You know what I'm saying? So you gonna get pissed, but at the end of the day, you gonna come to your senses like, okay, like that wasn't me. You know what I'm saying? Like that was just the car. So it's the same thing with our bodies. You know what I'm saying? Our body is nothing but a vehicle. You know what I'm saying? So it's crazy. And just like how just like even when you pass away or when you transition, I don't even consider it like a death thing. You know what I'm saying? Because we never die, because spirits don't die. So excuse me. So even with that, like if you drive a certain amount of miles on your car, eventually the car gonna go bad. You gotta get a new car. You gotta get another car. Same thing. Or if your car get totaled, you know you gotta get another car. Same thing with same thing with your body. When your body gives out, or when your body is not strong enough to attain its physical existence, your body is not strong enough to obtain its physical existence, then your spirit has to leave that body and find another body. Just like with your car. If your car break down, you gotta get another car. You gotta jump into a whole new vehicle. You gotta jump into a whole nother body. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, that's why I feel like I like, I don't mind driving. I ain't gonna lie, like sometimes I don't feel like it. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, I learned so much, you know what I'm saying? Like just from my surroundings, and, it just helped me cope with my everyday life. You know what I'm saying? Like stuff that motherfuckers don't even be hip to. I wanted to talk about something else too, about with the car and shit. And it's just like, even when you get a new car, it's like a breath of fresh air. Like when you get a new car, it's a breath of fresh air. You know what I'm saying? Same thing when you get into another body, it's like a breath of fresh air, and you starting over again. You know what I'm saying? So, if you don't get it right, the only difference is with the body is that if you don't get it right, in that body, you gotta jump to a whole nother body. But with the car, it's like, with the car, with the car, it's the same. It's still the same thing. I thought I had a point, but it's still the same thing. You know what I'm saying? If you don't do right well, if you don't do right in the world, or not even that, like when your time is up in the world, like what are you doing, dude? But if your time is up in the world, then you gotta go to a whole nother body. But in a car, you can always jump to another car. You know what I'm saying? That's how you know that none of this shit is real. Like all this shit is an illusion. You know what I'm saying? Like same thing with your car. Like you driving your car, and your car, you got to go into another car. You got to get into another car. So that car is not going to go with your body. The physical car is going to go wherever it's going to stay on. You know what I'm saying? It's going, whether you got to take it to the dump or whether you got to trade it in or whatever. But that car is done. But your spirit moves on though. The person that's driving the car moves on. Just like when people pass away. You know what I'm saying? When people pass away, their body stay here, which is the physical vehicle, the physical vessel, and their spirit moves on. Y'all see what I'm saying? So it's just like, but if you ain't really thinking on that level and you ain't really tuned to it, it might be common sense when you hear about it, but it's like one of them things that you don't really think about until somebody bring it to your attention. So I feel like we should all get out and drive more. I mean, yeah, I know it's dangerous, but I mean, at the end of the day, if you wanted to go to a party, you would drive to a party. If you wanted to go do anything that you want to do, you would drive to it. You ain't really thinking about getting injured or getting hurt, even though that could play a part. You know what I'm saying? But you ain't really think about that shit. You like, oh, I'm just trying to get here. I'm just trying to get there. And even with that, that's symbolic. Like, man, just so many different scenarios and shit you can use, dog. Like, and I just like to open people's eyes because I know a lot of us are very, very, very highly intelligent, but just our thought process and the environment that we're surrounded by, it kind of stunts our growth from thinking outside the box. You know what I'm saying? So whatever come to my mind, and if I come up with something good, or if I come up, I put it out. If I get the call to put it out, you know what I'm saying? Some stuff that come to my mind, I don't put it out, you know what I'm saying? Because it either slip my mind, or, you know what I'm saying, I just be thinking and I just be like, nah, I ain't gonna put that, But freedom of speech, freedom of choice, y'all know how this shit go. yeah, y'all, yeah. I'm just paying attention to this road. Well, yeah, man. Get out and drive more. And as you start to get in tune with your spirituality, and as you start to get in tune with yourself, as you start doing your meditation and all that, you will start to realize like how much shit how much shit in your everyday life that can help you. You'll notice that, you know, how everything is bonded together. Like everything is literally one. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, y'all, but I just wanted to touch on that shit, man. I just feel like, you know, since we all be driving and shit, that's just something to think about. You know what I'm saying? Like, it could definitely help you out. So yeah, man, I appreciate that if y'all, you know, take that shit into consideration, yo. Like, even if you don't do it, my job is to put it out there, you know. So yeah, y'all, let me get back to focusing on this road, man. I'll holler at y'all.